I want you to take a second and think about something that you were waiting for a really, really long time that you really, really want. Even if you're the most patient person in the world, it can be difficult to wait for things that we're really looking forward to. Sometimes forgiveness feels a lot like waiting for the thing that we really, really want. While we all wish there was a quick fix to the hurt, pain, and disappointment we feel in life, real forgiveness often requires real time to really work. Think about your remember when I moments that might have required a little forgiveness on your part. Moments that probably left you feeling pretty yucky. Maybe you even tried to forgive the other person, but somehow the feelings just didn't go away. When you think about those remember when I moments that might have required someone else to forgive you, those moments probably also left you feeling terrible because you were put in an uncomfortable position of waiting for other people to decide if they were going to forgive you or not. The truth is, forgiveness takes time. Real forgiveness requires you to wait. And in that waiting, you can sometimes wonder, is forgiveness really worth it if nothing actually changes? Well, lucky for us, forgiveness was something that Jesus talked about often during his life and ministry. So it's no surprise that Peter, one of Jesus' closest friends, brought up the question of forgiveness directly to Jesus. Here's what he said: Lord, how often should I forgive someone who sins against me? 7 times? I don't know about you, but forgiving someone 7 times seems like a lot, right? Peter probably thought that he was going above and beyond and that Jesus would be really impressed with him. But Jesus responded in a totally unexpected way, and it changes the way that we think about forgiveness. Here's what he said: No, not 7 times, but 70 times 7. Jesus gave Peter a number that was so big that it showed that forgiveness has to happen over and over and over again. The point of this conversation isn't to tell us a specific number that we must hit in order to reach forgiveness. Jesus was basically saying that forgiveness is something that requires practice. Jesus showed Peter that forgiveness takes time. It requires us to make the choice over and over and over again, to forgive until something changes. That's why Jesus calls us to do this, to choose forgiveness. There's not always a fast path to forgiveness, and that means how long it takes for forgiveness to take root in our hearts will be different in every circumstance. But if we follow Jesus's leading, if we make the decision to forgive as often as we need or for as long as it takes, trust me, it will be worth the wait. Our hearts will begin to change for the better when we make room for forgiveness to grow. And that's exactly what we're doing here when we choose forgiveness. One of the most difficult parts about letting forgiveness take time is that it requires vulnerability in that moment of waiting. And vulnerability is simply just means like being honest and open and putting yourself out there. And there's a possibility of you getting hurt. Yes, it can feel scary to put yourself out there and ask for forgiveness or choose to forgive. But when we choose forgiveness, even when it's difficult or it feels uncomfortable, we can trust that we're choosing Jesus' best path for our lives. And here's a few things that we can remember when we think about forgiveness. Well, first, it takes practice. If you're struggling, you can ask for help. And it's okay if things don't look the same afterwards. Jesus showed us that forgiveness is the best way forward for us. With that in mind, let's be people who choose forgiveness in our lives. Imagine what would happen if you made the decision to practice forgiveness every day for as long as it takes. Sometimes things may need to be difficult and some relationships may need to change. But maybe someday you'll be able to look back at this time and say, remember when I chose forgiveness and things got better over time. That's the kind of thing that you'll be thankful to look back on, all because you decided to choose forgiveness. So as you think about how you can be active in forgiveness in your life today, I want you to chew on this question. What's one way you can practice choosing forgiveness? Take care, and I look forward to seeing you guys later.